Hey guys, episode 56, OYF, up in your ears. Hey Carlos, what's up, man?
What's up, Sandy? How are you? It's Monday afternoon.
I'm good.
What's
It is
today's
evening now.
Today's the 11th, Veterans Day.
Yes, happy Veterans Day, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's the least I can do, and I think I told you last year I got more out of it than the Navy got out of me. So,
Right.
You know, it's all good.
And you just got back from a trip.
Yeah, last week was insane, absolutely crazy.
Tell me about it.
Well, you know, Friday and Saturday we went to North and then South Carolina and then North Carolina. And then I came back.
Yes.
We recorded on Monday. Tuesday, I went to Nashville and recorded 8 minutes for television.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
And
hundreds of millions of people.
Pretty much the whole world is going to see it when it drops in January.
Yes.
So, you know, when I know where it's coming out, I'll let you guys know. But it's a new network called the Circle Network, and the Grand Ole Opry, that whole entertainment group, they shot and recorded this thing at the Zanies Comedy Club in Nashville. And they had a bunch of comics from all over the Southeast and, you know, all over the country really come out to record. And I was one of them. So
that's awesome.
And I had a pretty decent set.
And they let you do Oh, yeah. And they let you give a little shout out about the podcast, which is like amazing.
Well, yeah, that's on the intro. So hopefully they say it, you know, and they don't cut it out.
That's cool.
And then I went to Kansas.
Yeah, I hope so.
For Friday. Spoke at some oral health care, public health thing at
nice.
The University of Kansas in Olathe.
You know me in public health. We're like this.
I know. I've never been a huge public health dude, but yeah, I've done a couple of them, and it's necessary and very interesting once you get into it, once you start looking at it, you know?
Yeah.
All the details and stuff.
I
that's what you do.
I've always been, I've always been public health minded. Like from dental assisting, I worked at a federally qualified health center, which is public health. And then after hygiene school, I couldn't find a job in public health. So I did perio, private practice. And then eventually I found a nonprofit. And now I'm at another FQHC. So
boom. There you go.
I love it. Love it.
So yep. I did all my traveling. You got some travel coming up, right? Where are you going?
Yes. So I'm going to the DO conference. It's a women's retreat, and I'm super excited. I'll be staying with Michelle Strange from A Tale of Two Hygienists.
Yes, she's awesome.
Eden. Yes, I love her. And then Eden I got to meet at the NOAA conference, and she works for Mouthwatch. So we're pretty much going to have a slumber party up in North Carolina.
Well, you let me know how that goes, because that sounds...
Oh, it's going to be fun. We're going to sit around in our pajamas and talk about boys and stuff, I'm sure. Probably not so much, but...
Business.
Oh, and then... So I fly out 7 a.m. on Thursday. Shout out to Simply Floss, the silicone floss that we tried.
Yes.
They are sponsoring my flight out there, and I wanted to thank them yet again. They did a great job, and they were so open and willing to do it. I can't thank them enough. And
I'm
so
not
if you haven't
going,
tried
but
it,
thank
guys,
you for getting Sandy out there.
Yeah, thank you. And if you guys want to try it, you just do the contact us at simplyfloss.com, and they will hook you up with some samples. Or if you're going to the DO retreat, they'll have samples there for you too. So I'm super excited about that. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be great networking. And then Michelle Strange is going to have a fun time telling me all about podcasting, things that I didn't think I would ever know. That's the plan anyway. She doesn't know it yet.
I'm sorry. I just want to apologize, Michelle, just off the top, you know.
Yeah,
but
sorry.
But listen, we got to get going. We got to get this going, because we have an amazing guest coming up. The one and only Miss Martelle from Brown Girl RDH.
Yes. I'm super excited to talk about her because of the stuff that we have in the works.
Yes.
You know, starting a nonprofit organization is not easy, and she's done it. She's the CEO, founder of Brown Girl RDH. And we're going to chat with her. We're going to do a speed round, see what her life is all about, as much as we can in the time that we have. But and you can find her on browngirlrdh.org for all that. So we're going to chat it up with her for a little bit. Carlos, you want to say anything else before we get started?
No, I just, spent some time with her this summer. We were doing the mentorship thing with Elijah at Smiles at Sea, and just a way, not, you get more than what you see. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What you see is not what you get.
You only see it's like an iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg, baby.
An iceberg. You see the tip, but the depth of everything is below the surface.
The bulk of it, yes.
Boom.
Yes, ma'am.
How you like that?
All right. Well, listen. let's get her on here before she decides to go do something else.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Sandy.
Episode 56. OYF.
56
with Martelle.
Here we go.
Hey everybody, this is Carlos and Sandy Lee. This is season 2 of Off Your Flosser podcast.
Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, be a friend, listen to OYF. Thank you so much, and go floss yourselves.
Flow floss yourselves. What's up now, brah?
I know, and we have a special guest here. Who do we have?
We got Martelle.
What's up?
Hey.
Everyone. Hi.
So, Martelle is the founder and CEO of Brown Girl RDH.
Right. I thought CEO sounds bougie, so I never wanted to say it, but I kind of like it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes you sound all important and stuff.
Right.
Somebody's got to be the boss.
Right. I had to Google it to see what it meant. Like, you can't walk around calling yourself CEO and you don't even know what it means. Like, yeah.
Come on now.
Founder of Brown Girl RDH. Right.
Well, I just want to start off by apologizing because I know you had your big fundraising event here in Atlanta, and I had a late flight the night before, and I just wasn't feeling 100%. So I wasn't trying to blow it off, but I just physically couldn't make it happen. But how'd it go? I haven't heard anything. How'd it go?
Well, so it was nice. The ending was nice, but in the beginning it was a disaster. And I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to share it with you guys because it's like, why not, right? It's Veterans Day.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
this is the place.
We're not perfect.
So
they can't all be gems.
So, right. It was actually a disaster in the making, but, it was like a Cinderella story. So, back in May, I found this event space. It was beautiful. Downtown by the aquarium. It was legit. So I was like, I want to go ahead and put my deposit and pay for it. The guy's like, yeah, because we book out with the aquarium a lot. So I'm like, no, let's get a sponsor. We're going to pay for it and everything. So I did that back in May. Nice. So our event was November 9th, Saturday. So the week before, I was like, I'm going to go down there, check out the event space. They said they're going to make some changes. So I wanted to see what those changes were. I was going to fly to Atlanta because I live in North Carolina.
Okay.
So I reach out to the guy. I send him a text message. Cricket. I go on Instagram, try to reach out to him because, you can't really go by email. Nobody responds. So I go on Instagram, message him. I'm like, hey, I'm coming. I just want to let you know. Cricket. So then I go back. We go on the cruise because we just had a cruise October 19th and 23rd. Smiles at Sea. And I come back and I'm like, wait, where's the message that I sent on Instagram? So it's gone. So I'm like, something's going on here. I'm like, where is their page? I can't find their page on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot going on. Like, I'm in school. I'm trying to drop my kids off. Like, I don't know my daughter's teacher's name. Like, it's just a lot going on. So
man.
I'm like, let me just reach out to someone else. I reached out to another party that was involved. And he's like, do not do business with this guy. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? So I'm at work. I work at night. So I'm over here eating my Popeye's chicken sandwich at work. And I'm like, he's like, do not do business with this guy. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm scared. And then he's like, he sends me this link. And it's like, this investor embezzled a bunch of money from all of these people. And it's their case. Right. So it's their case again. It's him against the government against him. And I'm like, okay, well, what does this mean about the event space? Like, we still having an event in 12 days, right?
Right.
He was like, no. He's like, no, everything's on hold. So I'm like,
my gosh.
I paid him full, right? I paid him full
for
this event space.
Oh,
It was $500 an hour. Beautiful event space. So I'm like, okay, what do I do about my money? Like, what can I get another event space? Like, what's going on? And I'm texting him. He's not answering the phone. Of course, he's not answering. So I'm like, just tell me something, please. And he's just like, I'm sorry. He's like, he screwed everybody. So I was like, okay, so now you're like, this is a dream. I'm pinching myself, like, I'm gonna wake up soon. But no, this can't be a dream because I'm at work and I can hear the front desk. I'm like, no, they not gonna be my dream. So then I start freaking out, like, what am I gonna do? I wanted to cry, but I was like, this ain't the time and place to be crying. You cry on the toilet later. But so I'm Googling places, and then I call a couple people that live in Atlanta. And then we found a place, and I'm like, I need to go down there. And instead of looking at the event that I originally had, I was looking for an event. So I found one. I'm like, this one I'm going to do. This event is $3,000. I don't care how much it costs. Like, I need an event space because it's a couple days before the event.
jeez.
So I know in Atlanta, you know how hard it is to get an
Bruh.
event. So,
on a Saturday night.
So I found this place online. The pictures are gorgeous. I'm talking to the guy. I'm like, can you send me more pictures? He's like, I said, I need recent pictures. I don't care about what you got on Instagram because everybody knows. Everybody on Instagram don't look what they look like in real life. I'm like, give me real-time pictures. I need to see your camera phone. He's like, no, I assure you, read the reviews.
Hold today's newspaper up, right? You know?
Right. So I fly there, right? I'm in Atlanta for like probably 10 hours. I fly there and get to the event space. And this is like the most ghetto shit ever. I'm like, this is not what the pictures look like. These couches, these VIP couches, I'm not even going to sit on these. Like, I wouldn't even sit on them. They were like so worn out, gum stuck to the wall. I'm like, bro, like, I was like, I don't know. So then, because now this is the second time, I already changed the address on the flyer, right? So I was like, this is it. I'm going to check it out. So I'm like, ooh. So do I change the address for a third time and look for something else and not have it? Or do I just pay this man and just say this is what it is? So you got to make that executive decision and be like, are people going to talk about, this is the first event, right? You know, I'm low-key bougie. So I was like, okay, so are people going to talk about the fact that I changed the event location 3 times, or that I had ghetto event? So I was like, nah, we're just going to change it. People are going to talk regardless. I would rather them say it was, an amazing time. It was beautiful, blah, blah, blah. So I found this other event space. It wasn't open because it was 8:00 at night. I'm calling. And I tell this lady, like, please, this is what happened to me. Like, you got to let me see your space. So she's like, well, I'll let you in the building. Here's the code, blah, blah, blah. So she let me in. She wasn't there. And I was I'm booking it. Turns out she said somebody was promoting that same day, November 9th, at her venue, but they didn't pay their deposit. So I was like, sign me up. Yeah, she's like,
money talks, baby. Money talks.
I was like, sign me up with interest, whatever I got to do. We need valet parking, let's get this. And but it was an amazing event. There's pictures on Facebook, but it turned out good. But that was the disaster. And it's like 12 days before I didn't have an event space. And I was like, it's kind of embarrassing. Like, damn, like, this is your first event, and like, is it gonna flop? There's that fear, but you got to go through that fear. Like, you have to be able to get into that fear. Like, okay, what else is gonna happen?
That's like a wedding.
I was looking out for you.
Girl,
like destiny.
Let me tell you, that was destiny. And I was so mad. I was like, well, maybe this was meant to be. And then, come to find out, the day of, I'm running around Party City trying to get balloons, get helium for the balloons. Party City's out of helium. I'm like, oh my god. So
wow.
Like, I don't know what's
you should have just swung by the office, son. I would have hooked you up with some O2. You know?
Put some nitrous in there or something. But so someone calls me and they're like, hey, someone told me about you're supposed to have an event today here. And I'm like, yeah, I heard the building was closed down. He's like, no. He's like, those people got evicted. He's like, I'm the new owner. We're having a party today. He's like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. He's like, I'll let you rent the space for free because, I'm a veteran. And he's just going on. And I was like, that's very nice of you, but my event's tonight. He's like, yeah, I can only do it during the day. So he was willing to the day of, but I'll catch him another time. But that's crazy. Yeah. So nothing was on hold. So the guy that I was talking to, he was kind of lying, but telling me the truth at the same time. I still have to do a police report. If anybody knows or has any information or is an attorney, like, let me know. I need help. I need to get my money back.
Oh my God.
Somebody needs
through
his
the
legs.
ringer.
I know. And the funny part about it is, like, we found this new event space, and this is 101. Like, I've never planned an event before. Like, I didn't even have a wedding. I think I went to the courthouse, like, for real. Yeah. But I'm like, so I'm like, can we have a bartender? And the lady's like, yeah, you can have a bartender. She's real short with me. I'm like, okay, good. I'm just happy to be here. Then she's like, you can't sell alcohol. So I'm like, I bought
What?
like $500 worth of alcohol. I bought like $500 tequila, Tito's, Kettle One, like everything, Bacardi, all this top shelf alcohol I bought, and I can't sell it. So I was like, well, it's open bar.
Oh.
So we had an open bar at the masquerade ball. Everybody was like, everybody felt good. I mean, shoot, this is the first event, but everybody was
You
like,
can give it
woo!
away though.
Right. Well, we couldn't sell it. So the bartender just worked off of tips. They just worked off of tips.
Wow.
So, right.
Man.
Here I am transporting all this alcohol in my trunk from Georgia to North Carolina.
Straight up bootlegging, son.
Going to jail. I'm going to jail.
Oh my gosh. Girl,
Right. But
you've been through it.
Wow.
I've been through it, but I'm still here. And I just
Oh, yeah.
I drove in this morning. So I was supposed to leave yesterday, but I ended up staying an extra day. And
Nice.
I drove in this morning. I left at 4:00 in the morning. I got here at 11. I was so tired. I pulled over at a rest area. I have all
Yeah.
this stuff in my car, and
Oh my gosh.
I had class today at 11:15. I got on campus at 11:09. Like,
Oh
I
my
just had trouble, and I was in school until one, and I came home, and we set this up, and I came home, and I'm like, I'm gonna sleep. So I've been sleeping since like 2 until I just
Oh
woke
my
up.
gosh.
Get a bag. Let me put some makeup on, but hey, it is.
You don't need that. No
Let me
big
fix
deal.
my wig. Make sure my wig is all right. Honey, put
So-
his wig back on.
So let's
Well,
back
thanks for-
up a little bit, and so you have Brown Girl RDH. I saw you just got trademarked, which is awesome. We know that's a long process. So why don't you tell us what Brown Girl RDH is and why you started it? And well, we already know that you went through hell and back just this past weekend. So
I know.
let's see what you're doing all of this for.
Okay, so yeah, Brown Girl RDH, it's a nonprofit that I created, and the mission is to increase diversity within dental hygiene for men and minorities. So one of the ways that we do that is providing scholarships. Yeah, we provide scholarships for national board fees, clinical board fees, uniforms, instrument kits, loops, cabotrons, whatever students may need. So we find that with usually with minorities like men, for instance, they have families to take care of. So when you get in a program like the dental hygiene program and you have all these extra expenses, you have to decide, do I really want to go through this and risk all of those expenses, or do I want to choose a different career path that isn't so much expensive? Same thing with other minorities that come from demographic backgrounds, like such as my own. Like I didn't have that I was a teen mom. I knew how to go downtown and get on welfare, but I didn't know how to fill out a college application. And that puts that in perspective. Like that's not what I was taught to do. So, when I didn't have those resources, I couldn't call anyone. There was 10 of us. I couldn't call anyone for extra cash to buy instruments. And, when I got my orientation letter, because I was accepted because of my grades, I was like, well, I'm not going to go because I can't afford it. So then I started talking to a friend, and she told me about student loans, and I really didn't know what student loans were, seriously. And I just didn't know. And she's like, yeah, you can apply for student loans and use that money to get through school. And I was like, oh, wow. And that's what I did. And I sacrificed. Like, I didn't pay my credit card bills. They was calling me left and right, and they became my friends. I was like, what's up? Maybe next time I'll pay you. Like, not right now. I was on Medicaid. I mean, listen, it was rough.
Do, right?
But you do what you gotta do. And I'm like, these little student loans, I managed them out. And I lived in upstate New York. So with the baby, but that's why I started Brown Girl RDH, because I'm like, it's not just me going through this. This story is similar throughout the field of dental hygiene, and then we get here as professionals, and then we're not even respected at the same level as doctors or physicians assistants. It's like these patients really talk to you like just clean my do your job, suck my spit,
They're like, oh, you went to school for this? Yeah, it's called college, and yes, we did.
Yeah, and it was hard, and it was hard, and we get all of this stuff crammed in. Like I remember a dentist telling me like he didn't have any training to do anesthetic. It was just like, here, stick it here and do it there, and then we go through all of these hours of working on tomatoes and working on each other, and they said they didn't even do that. So I'm like, we really do as hygienists, like we really do get the I think the utmost training, depending on what kind of food you get.
Perio too. I know that a lot of the dentists said that they get, I don't know, maybe a couple months of training in perio, and here we are. I mean, that's the bulk of our hygiene career.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Our
the
training.
Whole year.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly why they asses don't know how to probe. They be in there like, give me the probe. Just move. Go somewhere. Can't even probe.
Oh yeah.
But
I had a dentist once. He was trying to show me how to probe, and I'm sitting there watching him going. I was trying to make sure I didn't roll my eyes to where it was obvious, but I was like, "All right, thanks for the lesson, man. I'll take over from here."
I think I got it. You know.
Yes.
Oh
my gosh.
Goodness. But that's what Brown Girl RDH is.
And how long have you been an organization?
A year and a half. So April will be 2 years. So it's taken off so quick. But I'm out here getting money. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, you're working. You're working it. You got to do it. I mean,
no, seriously, I'm out here. Like, I want to be at every event. I want to be doing as many mission trips as possible. Just creating platforms so people can say, you know what? Well, this is making a difference. So many people are like, they're there, they're in the building, but they're just there. Like, oh, take a picture of me, take a picture. Like, I don't want to take your picture. Like, what are you doing? Like, how can you help me? Like, that's what I'm like.
You know, Sandy, I don't know if you remember, but this summer when I went with Elijah, we did the mentorship at sea, where I was one of the mentors and stuff. Martelle was there. I remember. You know, and
awesome.
we got a chance to spend some time together, just talking and whatever. And you know, what you see sometimes online and on social media, you get kind of one feeling about somebody, you know, and then when you sit down and just have a cup of coffee, or you know, you have a couple meals with somebody over, you know, 2-3 day span, you're like, man, this person's a lot deeper, a lot cooler than I thought, or I didn't know there was this many layers to it. You know what I mean? And just to see her go, because I mean, you know, I'm not a mentor in the traditional sense. I was just telling my story. That's all I was doing. And hopefully somebody got something out of it. But to see people's faces light up, and I could tell when I was looking at Martelle, she was sitting across from me, right? And you know, we had some heavy conversations, some of us, and when she got a couple ideas going, you could just see the wheels just spinning. She was like, oh yeah. And it was just fun to watch, you know, and then she's putting plans into action. She's having masquerade balls and in 3 or 4 different sketchy ass locations, you know?
With bubble gum on the walls.
But she pulled it out though. And so, and then you got a mission trip coming up too, right?
Yeah, there's a mission trip to Jamaica. So I found this organization that sponsors hygienists and dental assistants for free. You have to show up. They'll pay for your flight. They'll pay for your food, boarding, everything they pay for. You just have to show up as a provider. And I partnered with them. Yep, and do the work. And I partner with them to provide that opportunity, because a lot of people, like, they don't have the resources to know, like, wow, I always wanted to do a mission trip. I've been a hygienist for 9 years. I never even joined a Facebook group before creating Brown Girl RDH. I didn't go to any meetings, nothing, because I didn't feel, you would never know. You would think, like, this is what she's always done. No, I didn't do any of that because I never felt represented. I never felt included. So to create something like Brown Girl RDH, and for it to be so inclusive, like, anybody can come in that supports it, but like, we still have to have a community and a platform to say, like, hey, you over there. Like, it's just like you going into a bar and you see all guys. If you're the only female, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, well, let me just go over here and find a bartender, or you know what I mean? You're gonna feel a sense of, like, it's gonna be uncomfortable.
It's sad that's still even that people still have that feeling, because I graduated in '96. Before both you guys, you know, a couple years before you guys. And I remember having that feeling when I would go to different meetings, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm just a hygienist, you know, well, you know, and no one would talk to me. And and I'm like, what did I do? I feel like I spent all this time and energy and money studying, and I like what I did, but I didn't feel inclusive. And then instead of doing something about it, I just kind of shut down and went into my own little, you know, world. And it lasts, I'd say maybe January of 17. So the point is that I didn't do anything about it, but you're taking the bull by the horns and just starting an organization and bringing it out to the open, talking about it. So yeah, kudos to you, man.
Carlos,
Yeah.
they probably thought you wandered into the wrong meeting.
Yeah, I
You
know.
were
I
there
didn't
for,
look like a hygienist.
punch and cookies or something.
But right, Carlos, you know how you said like, you just kind of shied away and never went back? That is very common for a lot of people to be like, well, I'm not going to do this again. It's like you learn by experience. Well, I didn't feel welcome, so guess what? I'm not going to go back.
I
It
got
doesn't
kicked
matter
in the
what.
face once. I'm not going back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's different when you're in hygiene school. Everybody's there together. Like we're all hygiene students.
Right.
But then when you're in a room of professionals or hygienists or dentists, and then they're like, well, who is this guy? So it's just like, I get it, but there's a change is coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't
People
feel the
just need to be
same way.
aware of it.
I don't feel the same way anymore, and I hope you don't feel the same way anymore. But I'm sure there's people out there that maybe not as confident as you and I, and as Sandy, because Sandy's, she's not shy
Sandy,
at all.
we
Dude.
ready to put? She's not.
I'm like,
No.
I don't care about
Right.
anything.
No.
I am who I
Exactly.
am, and it's like, I mean, I'll go up to anybody, talk to anybody. I don't care if I make a fool out of myself. I mean, that's just me.
A lot of
That'd be
people
fun
aren't this confident, and they need a little doorway, a little hand holding to get to that other side. You know what I mean?
I haven't always been that way. Like in high school, the person I was then, I don't even know. Like I can't even relate to that person. And to see me, you guys know me now, but if you saw me in high school, oh my gosh, I did a 180 completely.
Were you shy in high school, Martelle?
I wasn't shy in high school. I was poor, so I tried to stay out of the way so I didn't get picked on.
Oh yeah.
Like when I would go to school with no socks or holes in my socks or like dirty clothes, so I wasn't necessarily shy, because leaders, they're born, they're not made. So, but I felt like, well, I'm poor, I don't want to get picked on, so let me stay out of the way a little bit. But it wasn't until after I got married at 27 that I started coming out of my shell. Before that, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go get baptized and be all good, get a little bob, no color, don't wear nail polish, no makeup.
Yeah.
And then after I got married, I was like, ooh.
And make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches,
Right.
For the kids.
Exactly.
I get it, man.
Exactly. Now my kids want a peanut butter jelly sandwich. I'm like, either you make it or you getting it wet. Which one you want? I'm gonna put some water on that bread and slap you in the face with it. But no, that's just how you just to grow, and everybody goes through that. And it's sad if you don't change, like that's a sad person. That's
it's like
if
if you peaked in high school, that's probably not a good thing because you got the rest of your life to work on things to improve. I've always been. I got to find a way to improve myself. So I can't remain in the same place. I've always got to be doing something to help others, to make myself a better person, a better leader, stuff like that. I mean, I just can't,
Right.
I just can't sit still and just be stagnant, I just can't.
I usually feel like I'm not doing enough. When people are like, no, you're doing so much, I'm like, okay, I got to do more.
Right.
Like, That's just how I feel. I don't know. Maybe it's the start. What's your birthday? What's your sign?
What's my sign?
Yeah, your sign.
I'm a Virgo. September 6th is my birthday.
Yes. Okay, girl. Carlos, what's your sign?
Leo. The 14th.
Oh, I'm a Sagittarius.
August.
I'm a Sagittarius. Okay.
Remember,
Virgo's in.
When we did the cruise was a week after my birthday. Remember?
Yep, you turned 50, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Getting old, man.
I have no idea about the signs, the horoscope stuff.
I
No,
barely know
Virgo-
mine.
No, Virgos are like that. They're innovators. That's what they are. So
I can agree with that.
exactly. Off your flosser podcast,
Yeah.
Sandy. The last time I talked to you, I gave you a Please Floss shirt.
Yeah.
Where is it? You're supposed to be wearing it.
Oh, I just washed it. Actually, so I am I'm a little weird when I do my laundry. Like all the nice stuff that I have, I don't put it in the dryer, so I hang dry it. So it's one of those things. And here's the other thing. I put it in my suitcase, and when I get home from things, I usually don't unpack for a couple of weeks, so it just sits in there and stuff.
Yeah.
But I did
No,
wash
that's
it,
me.
and it's hang
A
drying.
couple weeks.
No,
Sorry.
that's me.
Thank
Carlos,
I'm laughing because I got a suitcase upstairs with stuff in it from like 2 weeks ago. So that's the only reason I'm laughing.
no, the funny thing is I still have a suitcase with the stuff from mentorship still in there.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I swear to God,
Dude, that's
it's sitting in my that was like what 6 months ago. I don't even know how long that was ago, but
That
like
was
yeah, it's still in
August.
there. It's
That's
still in
3
there.
months ago, dude.
I would rather buy clothes than wash my clothes. I'm like,
Oh.
shit. I need a black shirt. Guess what? I'm gonna go buy a black shirt because I ain't got time to be washing clothes.
Washing
I don't mind.
Who's got that kind of time?
Right.
No,
I don't mind washing and drying. I just don't want to put it away. I'll even fold it, and it'll be sitting there,
No.
and it'll be folded on the couch. I don't want to put it away.
I don't want to do anything.
Let me ask you this: do you guys recycle like old socks and old T-shirts and stuff? You throw stuff out? Do you purge, or do you just stockpile?
I throw stuff away. If it's bad, I throw it away. Now, if I don't wear it anymore, I try to like sell it or something. Or, if it doesn't sell, it's going to Goodwill. But I don't do that often. Actually, I was just talking about it in Lighthearted. I was like, I need a minimalist person who has like the minimalist trait with clothes to tell me what to do. I actually need somebody to come to my house. I'll try it on and you say thumbs up, thumbs down, and then it's just got to go. Because if somebody's not holding my hand, I'll be like, I'll go through the clothes and then they'll sit in a pile for months. And then I'll be like, oh, well, and like hang them back up or something. Or they just sit in a pile.
Right. And then you try it on and you try it back on. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember why I didn't want this.
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't I throw this away 6 months ago?
Or I gain weight or lose weight. And I'm like, well, now it doesn't fit. What the hell?
It's so horrible.
I have a bunch of clothes just sitting there. No intention to do anything
all
with
night. But we do have a speed round that Sandy likes to hit people with, where you just spit off whatever comes off the top of the dome, and the answer is the answer. There's no right or wrong. It's just it doesn't make sense half the time, but don't worry about that.
It doesn't.
Just,
okay. Okay, I'm ready.
It's a speed round. Have you listened to the other episodes where we've interviewed people?
Yes.
Okay, so we throw questions at you. It doesn't really make sense, but it helps to get to know you a little bit and what makes you tick just a little.
Everything.
So are you ready for this?
I'm on 10 every day. Okay, let's go.
A 10. Woo! Where are you from originally?
Boston, Massachusetts.
I'm gonna park your car in the garage. I can't. I messed it up after that.
No. Yeah.
What color best describes your personality?
Oh, red. I'm on fire.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Right, a little cinnamon.
Red is my color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got your pretty nails. Nice. Sorry. What?
I was gonna be like, I channel my inner Cardi B all the time. I'm like,
Cardi
you
B.
are Cardi B. You are Cardi B. Yes, you are Cardi B. Let's go.
Okay. If you have friends coming for supper, what would you cook?
Spaghetti.
Oh, I like spaghetti.
Meat sauce? No meat sauce? All veggie?
Gluten
What do you got?
free?
Yo, they might even get ramen noodles and noodles.
I do like ramen noodles.
With butter?
Freestyles it.
With
butter? Oh my god, girl, yeah! Don't put the whole packet of salt in there. Make sure they're nice and clear. They good.
Wow.
Sorry.
I learned something tonight.
I'm gonna make you some one day. I'll get you that recipe.
All right. All right. I cheat sometimes. I cheated like crazy on the cruise because I'm supposed to be gluten, dairy, sugar free, and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I haven't found gluten free ramen yet, but let's see. If you had to be someone else for a day, who would you be and why?
Ooh, if I had to be someone else for a day, like anybody, like a celebrity or anybody.
Yeah, anybody.
I would be Kim Kardashian because I would want to be right. Yeah, one, I would want to have a nice booty, and even if it's just not real, I mean, I still want that booty. So yeah, I want to be that. I want to be able to say dumb stuff and not really be judged, but be judged. Like, let me get a pass, right? Because we always have to be proper. Like, you're professional. Don't do that. Don't say it. I'll be Kim Kardashian. Nobody cares.
I don't think Carlos and I worry too much about being professional. Do we?
Right.
No,
Carlos?
not much.
No.
Oh, look, I
Polite.
need to get on. Right, I need to get on here more often. What's up? Let's go.
I'm depressional. De-professional. That's me.
Ooh,
I just made up another word.
Yeah.
I do good at making up words. Yeah. Most of them are not Englishly correct, but you know.
No.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I do what I want. This is our podcast. We can make up words if we want.
Right. I'm gonna write that one down.
Oh, here's a good one. You may or may not answer. I don't know. What's the most reckless thing you've ever done?
Oh, right. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh. And my life now a lot, but I'm not gonna say that. So the most reckless thing. You know what? No, I'm
You
not.
draw
gonna
your
say
own
that.
line
No.
wherever you're comfortable.
Listen, honey,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that. So maybe another time. So
Okay.
the most reckless.
Are we passing that
Up to
one?
you.
No. The most reckless
All right.
thing that I've ever done is just a couple days ago, my husband pissed me off so bad. He had his cousin was saying like, "Oh, you're not a good mother. You're always gone. You're always traveling. These kids need you." And he was just talking reckless.
Oh man.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna sit here and deal with this. I'm gonna leave. So I am backing out my driveway, and he's like, "Where are you going?" And he runs behind my car, and I hit him. He ran into the car. He rolls down the freaking driveway. I have the video if you guys ever want to see it. He rolls down the driveway, and my son runs out, and my son's like, "You hit my daddy," and I'm like, "What the hell?" So I go, I'm looking. I'm trying to look in the rear view, and I don't see nobody because it's dark outside. So I get out the car. He's like laying down, holding his arm, but his cell phone's nicely placed at the bottom of the driveway. I'm like, this should have been across the street if I really hit you. So then I was like,
Lord.
you're so dramatic. Like, you're so dramatic. He was like, no, you hit me. I'm going to the hospital. And I just took off. I was like, you'll figure it out. Nothing was wrong.
Oh my goodness.
And then I found it, and I saw it on video. I'm like, you're so dramatic. But like, I should have cared more about, him if he was really hurt. But I was just so mad. Like, okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to run people over with cars, dude. That's just how it goes.
Right.
I was back at,
Yep.
it was like 5 miles per hour. Like, I heard a thud. And then if my son wasn't out there, I would have kept going, but my son was out there. So I was like,
So he's okay, though.
He was fine. He ran into the car. I did not hit him.
But did he die?
But did he die? No, he didn't.
He
texted me later. And he's like, I think I'm going to go to the hospital. I'm like, I'm still not coming home. Apologize.
Oh
Get your cousin to apologize.
So that's basically your second most reckless. I'm kind of scared to hear your first.
Yeah, you hitting people with cars, though. That's wild.
That was reckless, right? Reckless and
pretty
dangerous.
reckless.
I mean, that's like literally reckless driving, but
if we can post the link to the video, like I would like show you guys the video. Like you'd be like,
who took a video? He took it?
Our driveway records. Like we have a camera.
Oh.
So I was
yes.
like, right. So I left and I looked I'm at Starbucks and I'm looking at the video. I'm like, he ran into the car. But I really did leave. So it looked bad, but he ran into the car.
Because if he was holding the video, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, it's a little suspicious.
See the red lights come at him, boom, boom,
What got me was his phone, his cell phone. He has the newest iPhone. It was just placed. Like, I did not hit you. You placed your cell phone. That should have been across the street somewhere. Like, if I really did hit you. Come on now.
Oh, my gosh. So, you'll have to share that video with us. That's hilarious. Okay, so let's do a few more. If you could be anywhere in the world or live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
If I can live anywhere, I would want to go where there's not a lot of people, but I don't know where that is.
Like Alaska?
Maybe.
That's too cool for me.
I don't know, but I would want to. I just don't like people, believe it or not. Like, I want to be alone.
Yeah, you want to.
I can understand that. Where like you want to help people,
right?
You want to, you know what I'm saying?
But I need my space. Yeah,
but sometimes you just don't want to talk. I get it.
Personal space.
Yeah. No, seriously, I like to be alone.
What's your favorite wine?
Wine. Ooh, I just started being bougie. I don't really drink wine. I drink Moscato. I'm ratchet as hell.
I
Moscato.
love Moscato.
That's
That's my
what's your
favorite.
favorite wine? Oh, somebody take me wine tasting. I'm looking for somebody take me on a date.
I can't tell the difference from one to another, to be honest with you.
I don't either. Like, I guess we should all go out with Katrina and see what she can do for us. Like, teach us something.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I'm just like, if it's sweet, I'll drink it.
I went to a thing in Philly, and between courses, like I was there to speak, right? So the guy's like, well, this wine is from the blah, blah, blah region of the French whatever, and it's made with this type of grape. And I'm like, dude, just pour some in a glass, man.
Right.
He could have been like, hey, this
Does
is from Publix, and it came in a nice box. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know the difference, man. So
right, is on sale for $3.99.
I couldn't tell the difference. Anyway,
but there's schools for that. I do know that. But
yeah, you can be a sommelier or whatever. No thanks. I'll just drink it. Okay, so if you were a star in a movie, who would you like as your co-star?
Oh, who's the guy from Black Panther? Not the Black Panther, but the other one, the villain. I don't know his name.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, Michael B. Jordan. How at your girl?
Michael
Jordan.
Oh, Michael B.
Sorry.
Apollo Creed. Creed 2, right?
Oh, Creed?
From the Rocky movies. Well, that's the same guy.
Michael B. Jordan, the villain in Black Panther. Sandy, I'm going to need you to catch up on your Black history. Watch the movie.
I've seen the movie. I just don't remember. It's been a while. I have no idea. I can't even picture it. I don't know. I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah, he can be my co-star.
I've seen
all
it.
Day.
I promise.
He can be my co-star all day. All day.
What would the title of your biography
all day?
be?
You just want to make sure. All day?
All day, every day.
Yes. That's probably the name of the biography too.
Oh wait, okay. What was this one?
What would the title of your biography be?
Oh,
because it's coming.
Oh, I know. I was thinking about that. It would be I don't even know. I have so many personalities. Like, I don't know. I would have to skip that one because I would want it to be meaningful for me and everybody else, not just for me.
Right.
Because it would. Yeah, it would be for me.
Why not just for you? Why not just for you?
Because it would be like the Ratchet Chronicles or something like that. Like I would do something.
Hey, I like that. That's okay.
Ratchetier's life, like no.
But if you got real information in there and actual stuff, just told through your perspective, you call it whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Call it whatever.
I'm gonna think about that because honestly. People are like, well, my married name is Parham. My maiden name is Twitty. Then my mom's is Coke. So you'll get one of those people every time. Like not everybody's gonna get the married Martelle. Now Martelle Coke is a Facebook person. Martelle Twitty is the person that my coworkers know. Like, don't talk to me when I walk in here until 10 o'clock in the morning.
Are those three different people?
Yeah,
they are. They are very. Yeah, they sure are. So you never know. So I don't know. Yeah. They are.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
That sounds like a book. You just have three big chapters.
There you
know
go.
What I mean?
Yeah,
there you go.
There are. Yep. Sure enough.
There you go.
Exactly.
Just a thought.
That's like you said, Car. Yeah, that's like you said. You are like, you see people on social media and you think one thing and you meet in person. Like, that, Martelle Coke is what everybody sees. Martelle Twitty is who you get to know. Like, that's me.
I get you. Yeah. The more authentic version, the more real version, instead of just the Hollywood, public social media version. So, and people go, oh, wow. Yeah. Like you wouldn't know.
You can only get so deep on social media. Like, I feel like when you sit down and you actually talk to somebody, that's when you're going to get the meat and potatoes of the person. Because like I can only show so much on social media. Like, I won't have deep conversations on a Facebook group. It just doesn't usually happen like that. But when you're sitting with somebody, Yeah, you have a drink or two. You're gonna like, get. I love deep conversations, like really deep conversations, like, why is the universe full of stars? Like what? All that crazy stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's so I am who I am, but when I'm in certain situations, it's more appropriate to be this way or that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's how. No, I get it. That's exactly how I am. Yep.
Yeah,
I
yes,
got you.
Thank you.
Synced in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. What is your favorite holiday?
Oh, what is my favorite holiday? Oh, I really don't even care anymore. Maybe I would
If you
say
get off
Christmas.
work, you're good.
Yeah, like I work on I work on holidays. We're open every day of the year. Christmas, New Year's. I've been working there for 6 years. We're open every day.
Wow.
But no, I don't really have a favorite holiday. But if I would say, I would say Christmas, because I really love giving people gifts. I really love, when you give someone something and they don't expect it, but that I don't expect it, and it's just like, wow, like you thought about it. So I would say Christmas.
That's nice.
For me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, so I've got two more, and then we're done with the speed round. So let's see. I know you said red is like the color that describes you, but is that your favorite color?
I don't have a favorite color. Isn't that weird?
That is so weird.
I'm not like this color looks.
Color.
I don't. Yeah.
What am I, 6?
Hey, stop it.
What's your favorite color?
Mine? Teal and purple.
Okay.
The color of dental hygiene.
Yeah. Well, so teal is ovarian cancer, and then purple is hygiene. I also like pink, just because I like pink. But sorry, that's too childish for Carlos.
No, I'm just saying.
He said he doesn't have a favorite color. I don't either. I think it's like I don't have time to think about it. Like, you have to think about stuff like that. Like, what is my favorite color?
So when I was growing up, my favorite color was green. I just liked green. And people would ask me as a kid, like, so what's your favorite color? And I'd say green, and they'd be like, well, why? And I go, I don't know. I looked around and I saw green, and I was like, cool. So, I mean, I didn't really have a reason. It was just, that's my favorite color. I don't know. Maybe not everybody works like that.
Yeah, you know how people say, like, oh, when you walk into this room that's yellow, you feel calm. You feel calm when you walk into this yellow room. I don't feel shit. I'm like, what? Where y'all, like, right? I need to tap into that. Like, really? Like, you feel calm?
I'm thinking resale value. Is this the color for resale?
I don't know. Maybe I'm an alien.
Yeah.
Probably.
We all are.
Maybe that's not how your emotions work, I guess. I don't know.
They don't.
They
don't.
All right, so this will be your last one.
All right.
If you could invite anyone, dead or alive, to dinner, who would it be?
Oh, Michael Jackson. Like, he's always been interesting to me. Like, I want to stare at his nose. Like, I want to ask him, like, I'm just like, oh wow, you changed. You went from one person to another. Like, don't you think that person would have a lot of things? Like, he would be going through a lot of things psychologically. Like, he would.
Yeah.
Like, I need to talk to you for sure, Michael Jackson. Like.
Yeah.
Like, he lived on both sides of the tracks, for real, for real.
What do you think he would eat?
Shit.
That's a crazy question, dude. But I never thought about it.
Yeah,
like, what would
he
fix
eat?
For Michael Jackson?
I think he would be like a very bland eater.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he would.
I could see me like chicken nuggets, dude. No.
Yeah.
Chicken nuggets.
Like Happy Meal?
Yeah.
Probably.
And he's got $1 billion, but he's buying like a $2 thing,
right? He probably owns a couple McDonald's.
He wasn't a big guy, so I don't know. Who knows? Interesting.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. But
anyway,
he comes across like he would be very a bland eater. I don't know.
It's funny how you think about these people, and it's kind of like what we were just saying on social media, where this person, so in his famous life, he's probably this way, but sitting at home in front of the TV, just chilling, like, I don't know, maybe he's boring. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like I try to have conversations with people, and I'm just like, well, that was just stupid. Like, why did I say that?
Yeah, no.
Like, can you picture him yelling at his kids?
No.
Close the back door. Let the dogs out. You know
Cut
what I mean?
that light off. You don't pay no bills around here. Cut that damn light off.
Shabona, go clean your room.
Just moonwalking across the kitchen making sandwiches.
Exactly. Wet peanut butter
really,
sandwiches.
Dad? Really? Again? Moonwalking? We're sick of the moonwalk. People used to pay to see this, you know?
You know how, like, you're walking down the street and you, like, trip over nothing, and then you start running, and you're like, oh, I just wanted to run, you know? I wonder if he's, like, he ever does that. Like, he's walking, and then he, like, kind of trips, and he goes, oh, I'm gonna moonwalk. You know, I just felt like moonwalking.
Let's make this look good. Like, do y'all remember when Beyonce's hair got stuck in the fan and then she just started like singing, like she was just, the hair was like,
oh my God.
And she was just on stage like it was part of it, like, whoop, like, come on. And they were out trying to fucking cut that shit.
Fake it till you make it, son. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Show must go on.
Dude.
Okay.
Did you see the one where she fell off a stage?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh no, I didn't.
And
see
she
that.
must have fallen like 8-10 feet, dude. And boom, and then she gets back up. Oh, single ladies, oh, whatever she was saying, dude.
Man.
She busted it, and I'm like, I know she had to be sore afterwards, dude.
I need
right,
to
you would have just went to
YouTube.
sleep.
Oh,
Carlos, we would have went to sleep after that. She just kept going.
That's it. It'd have been good night. Good night.
Right.
Thanks for coming out, guys. And my backup dancers would have been carrying me off the stage, you know.
Exactly. No, she kept going. So yeah, maybe he is like that. We all are like that. I heard someone, or I read on Facebook, it was something like somebody posted in one of the groups, like, have you ever had your mask on and your snot, you had a cold and your snot was just running down and you act like everything was okay? I was like, oh yeah, I've done that before. Like, nobody knows what's going on behind that mask. Like, I'm sick. I'm sick as hell.
I think real people, that's how it goes down sometimes. Allergy season, you know, whatever, man.
You're just running.
It's so
I'm going to make a meme out of that.
Right. You're in there scaling, cabochoning away, can't breathe, not running down your nose, but you got a mask on. Glasses fogging up.
All hot, you know?
Yep. It's like that meme where it says, on the outside, everything looks all put together, but on the inside, my sock is slipping down my shoe or whatever. Have you seen that one?
I've seen one similar. It was similar. It was like on the outside, just what you said. What I feel like on the outside everything was good, but on the inside I really want to be on food stamps or something. That's me. I'm sick of eating these ramen noodles. Like, yeah, that's me for sure.
All right, let's get serious for real quick. Where do you see this movement going? This Brown Girl RDH movement. Where do you see it going?
Oh, we talked about that in mentorship. Well, we kind of talked about it, but I was so emotional. I was like, I don't know. But no, I do see it being extra. I feel like the mentorship family is like the Addams family. Everybody's like, they try to figure something out. Like, okay, you're pretty cool. Like, you know. But anyways,
it was very cool.
Yeah, it was. I did appreciate that. I see it as like someone had made a post. And Elijah kind of like talked about this, and they said that they wish there was more representation in the ophthalmology field. There's not a lot of minorities in that field. Yeah. So I was like, wow, what if I just have like Brown Girl as an umbrella and just do it for like ophthalmology and nursing and veterinarians, and like give scholarships to all of these different. Give scholarships to all of these fields.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know a lot of minority vet techs, like, you know, so that was a thought. Yeah. But I feel like after that, I was mentorship. I was a little bit more confident into what I was doing. I'm no longer going to dental school. I know that. Because I don't want to work for Walmart, you know? I really don't.
It's going corporate and stuff. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So.
We can't talk about it a whole lot. Can we say anything, Sandy?
We can say a little, yeah.
About what we're working on?
Yeah. And the way I picture it, so Carlos and I are working with Sue Jeffries. Do you know Sue?
I do.
Okay, so we're working on a nonprofit. We've got a bunch of stuff in the works. So until we get a little more, I don't know, a little more into it, we can't really disclose a whole lot. But I can definitely see, like, all of these nonprofits that are out to help people. I feel like that it'll be great to partner up with each other and, you know, just make people just succeed in life, you know? So yeah, that we're gonna launch that here pretty soon, and yeah, we could talk about it
before the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, before the end of the year, once we get our ducks in a row and all that stuff. So we're you know, it's one of those things where the three of us really want to help people, just like, you know, you want to help people. All these nonprofits or these organizations, I want to call them philanthropy, you know, organizations, you know, it's just huge right now, that the amount of people who want to help others. So it's pretty amazing to chat with you and what you're doing.
There wouldn't be that push to help people if there weren't tons of people that needed help.
That's what I was just gonna say. Right. When there's a need, like it's gonna come easy. When there's a need,
it's kind of sad, but I think I'm grateful that we're in a position to, one, even want to do it, and two, be able to do it. So if you're able to, like you were saying, you like seeing people's faces when you give them a gift. That's the fun part for me. Like if somebody handed me like a $5 thing for like Starbucks, like as a Christmas thing, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. It's not the value; it's that they went out of their way to think about you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then, maybe I matter to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not. You know, maybe I have some value. Not that I have those issues a whole lot, but some people do. The point is that it's better to give than to receive. I think for
and I feel like these
yourself,
things.
So.
Right. I agree, Carlos. And I feel like these things and the people that start them do so because they've been there. So there's a lot of empathy that goes along with starting an organization that has a purpose for helping others for whatever specific reason. So it's kind of like, you know, gives you a mission because you want people to have it better than you did before.
Exactly.
Or you know how it feels to have that issue, whatever it might be, and to work through it. Like you had to work through it on your own, but if somebody else had resources or you know, support, you know, it makes them a little bit, you know, a little more connected and feel like they can make it, and, you know, that sort of thing. Like we had to do it. We had to push ourselves through it and work through it ourselves. But now, why not start something that makes life a little bit easier for others, right?
Yeah. There's this quote, and it's like, you have to go through it to get someone else through it. You're not going through it for you. You're going through it for them. So when we're going through things, it's like, that wasn't for me. That was for the next person. Like what I went through growing up, coming from, you know, the background that I come from, like that wasn't for me. That was for this movement that we're doing right now. You know, so
it's like, it's like a survival guide. I mean, somebody wrote the survival guide because they went through it. And here we are, we're writing chapters in a survival guide for the next person to read. Yeah.
Couple years ago, I did a show it was a drug and alcohol rehab group. And the people that were running it would say stuff like, they'd come up, and I didn't know. I thought it was just like counselors or whatever. They'd be like, "Hi, my name is Mary. I'm an alcoholic." "Hey, Mary," you know what I mean? And she was one of the ones running it. And then there was another guy, you know, Tim, and, "Hey, I was addicted to X, Y, and Z." And you're like, oh man. So these guys know what they're talking about. They've been there, they've been down, and now they're out. And so it's not like, do what I say, but look what I did. I know where you're at. Follow me. We'll get out of this, get through this together, kind of thing. So I don't know. I think it's just a good thing to do for other people if you can.
Yeah. So, Martelle, how can we find more information about Brown Girl RDH?
Okay, so the website is browngirlrdh.org. We are on Instagram. It's Brown Girl RDH. We're on Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. We're everywhere. Just put in Facebook. Yes. Not a lot of people do have Facebook. if they're going to be listening to this, and they don't, hopefully they do. But yeah, the website, like, definitely register for, what do you do? Subscribe to the emails.
Yeah.
And then you can learn more about it. Call me. No,
Cool.
don't call me.
Help out,
Yeah.
donate, whatever,
Yeah,
Right,
if they want to help
yeah.
out, they can find how to do that on your website.
Yep, all the information is on the
Awesome.
website, or just email us.
All right,
Fantastic.
cool.
Mhm.
Carlos, do you have any other questions for Miss Martelle?
No, just thank you for, spending some time with us, and it was a lot of fun.
thank you.
And
I
yeah.
know. I want to thank y'all. I reached out to y'all, like, I want to be on your podcast. I really did want to be on it from before, but I just never had time. But no, I do
Yeah.
appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, you gotta
to
make
be
time.
Yeah,
Gotta make time.
we're happy to have you.
That's right.
And
Yeah,
y'all are cool. I didn't get no trick questions. I might be back. I didn't feel like I was on Wendy Williams. Like, this is
Why would
good.
we set people up? And we want people to shine. Like when we had
I'm
some
joking.
guests.
I guess
No.
I need to
It was a
get better
joke.
questions, Carlos.
No, what I'm saying is sometimes some people go, well, I feel like I'm hogging the conversation. I'm like, no, dude, this is your show. You go ahead and say what you need to say. Get your message out there. So
Yeah.
thank you
No,
for spending some
actually-
time with us.
This is the second podcast that I've been on.
Oh, what other one were you on?
Who was the first?
The very first one was Beyond the Prophy. It was the very first
Oh yeah,
one.
with Jasmine.
Miss Jasmine. Yeah.
That was like, I had like 200 people in my Facebook group. Like, that was just like, okay, I'll
Yeah.
get on this.
200
So-
is 200, man. You know.
Right.
yeah.
$200. Everyone had to pay $1 to get in. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh god. Oh boy. Here we go.
You see those posts?
There we go.
If every one of my friends gave me $1, I can graduate hygiene school.
You know.
It's
You
bad.
gotta
It's
do
so
it like
bad.
I did it. I worked my butt off through hygiene school, and then I worked my butt off to pay off my loans. I mean,
Okay.
all it does is make you stronger, right?
Right, but I have some questions for you guys before I go.
Sure.
What do you got?
Since y'all asking me. Okay, so what was your first job? Very first job?
First job ever or first job
Yeah.
as a hygienist?
No, first job ever. Like,
Work in a supermarket, stocking milk
Supermarket.
and eggs and stuff. Yeah.
okay, so
I did the summer job program for poor kids. It was called the JTPA, and I have no idea what that stands for, and I don't know why I remember it, but I was, I think, 14, and I was working at the parks department, so I was weeding the little strips of flowers that they had around the city or the town, and then I watched the bathhouse for the city pool. That was my first job, yeah.
oh,
And
that
then
was work.
Oh yeah, it was hot outside, and I was pulling weeds, and but back then I was like, I was getting paid, so I was like, I didn't care,
Right. Okay, and one more. So,
All
you're the worst patient that you ever had, like, and we all had one that was just like, I would never ever want to see that person again.
What you got, Carlos?
I had a lady fairly recently, I'd say within a couple of years. And everything I said, it was an argument with her. Everything. Like, I go, there, like between 30 and 31 on the lower right. I'm like, there's some food in there. I'm like, do you pack food between your teeth? And she goes, do I pack food between my teeth? No, I don't pack it. And I'm like, well, I don't pack it. I'm not walking around with a piece of beef jerky and a little baby hammer tapping it in between your teeth, lady. Does food get stuck between your teeth? Dude, and just everything she said. And at one point I go, I don't think I'm going to be able to work on you and to a level where you're going to be satisfied. I think we should just stop this appointment now. No charge, no nothing. And you can reschedule and come back with somebody else. And I just hit the exit, boom, and I sat her up. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Eject button.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. And I've done that maybe twice in 23 years.
She was just giving you a hard time.
It was just
to give you a
everything.
hard time.
And I was like, if I keep working on this lady, this is going to be, you know what I mean? I'm just throwing myself under the bus at this point. And I don't know what her deal was. If there was, she's still like my face, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, you?
Maybe it was fear, Carlos.
No.
Mine would, the only one that really sticks out to me, I have a horrible memory. Horrible. But the one that sticks out to me is I worked for a perio office, and I had this lady. She was real hoity-toity, like, you know, fancy purse, hair, nails, all that stuff. She was a little bit older, and I was just making small talk. And finally, she just looks at me and she goes, can we just clean my teeth now? And I was like, oh, okay, Miss Priss, fine. So yeah, I just shut up after that. Didn't talk to her anymore. But I'm like,
does she have a cousin in Atlanta?
I don't know. She probably does.
Maybe.
But I'm sitting here thinking, bitch, you don't know who I am and how funny I can be, and now you'll never know because you stuck up.
Right. Oh my God. I think we need to start naming these patients. We have that type of patient. We have the patient like, are you the hygienist? Did you wipe that? This is wet. Is that pee?
Yes.
Like, is
yes.
it wet? Is it pee? Why would it repeat? Like, no, it dripped.
Why would
the light drip? Like, why would it be pee? Like this, I wiped the light and it dripped. It's like, you ever had that happen where you wipe and it drips on the, I was like, oh my gosh,
like,
no.
Why is that the first thing they went to?
Is this pee? Did you wipe this? Did you? And you know what I do? I'm like, I go right in there and I'm like, I'm probing them. Oh, you're gonna have to get referred to a periodontist. There's some 4s and 5s in here. You can't get a clean today. Refer. Like, you want to start acting like that? Is this clean? Is this sterilized? Oh no, I can't.
I don't have time for you.
My worst patient was just recently, and it was a husband and wife. And I was supposed to have both of them, but I was running behind because I'm always on Facebook at work. So I told my coworker, I told my coworker, I said, can you get the wife? I'll get the husband. So she did. And I'm telling the husband about my cruise that I just came off of. And I was on Facebook, so I went in the back and got on Facebook again. He was sitting in the chair, like sitting back. I was like, okay, whatever. I came back. I'm like, you ready? We're going to take your x-rays. So my coworker was finished early. So I'm still talking to him about the cruise that I went on. And his wife comes over. She's like, to him, comes in the room. She's like, are you getting your teeth cleaned? And he's like, yeah. And then I'm looking like, okay. And I'm looking at her and he's looking at me. And I'm like, what's going on? So she goes out back to the room next door and I continue the conversation. I'm like, anyways, da, 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 da. And then she comes in. Did the doctor come in yet? And I'm like, what is wrong with this lady? Like, I looked so busted. I had on 2 different socks. Like, I didn't have no makeup on. My wig was crooked. I was like, no, like, I don't want your man. I'm just excited about my vacation that I just had. And then I just wanted to get him out of my chair because I felt like something was going on. So then my coworker comes in. She was like, she was mad at you. She was like, why is she in there talking to my husband? Doesn't she know he's here to get his teeth cleaned? And she said she was going on. And I was like, I don't know what you did in your past life, buddy.
Man.
But she did not forgive you for that. And I look like a hot mess right now. So I'm the last person. I'm telling you, I'm the last person that she didn't be worried about. But that just made me feel so uncomfortable. I'm like, lady, I didn't do anything for you. I actually helped you because I was running behind and I wanted to make sure you got in. And we're on production, so we don't give patients away.
Yeah.
But I just, those type of people are just like,
I had a husband stand
respected
behind me while I was working on his wife's teeth, right? And then as I'm going in, and then I feel him getting closer and closer, and I go, my man, this isn't gonna work, dude. I mean, you live with her. You can look at her mouth when you get home. Have a seat or wait in the lobby. What are you doing?
Right.
I felt this breath on my neck. I'm like, dude, come on, man, sit down. What are you doing? Right.
And you're like, you get a stress headache. The back of your ear starts hurting. Like,
you don't got a flashlight at home?
Right. No. We should have a rule. We should have a rule: 1 person in the room per time. Only 1
per
person
adult.
in the room.
We try to do that. We try to do that.
You do? Oh my gosh.
Because our offices are pretty small.
Awkward.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm very. And people just barging in, like, excuse me, are you on that paperwork?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah,
we deal with some crazies, and it's worse during the full moons. I just posted a meme about that. But we want to thank you.
We could do this all night. You know?
Oh yeah, we could.
I know.
Oh my gosh. We want to thank you for being on here so much. So this is Martelle from Brown Girl RDH. You can find her website, browngirlrdh.org. If you want to donate, if you need a scholarship and you qualify, you can find all the information there. Carlos, anything else you can think of?
No. Thank you so much.
If you guys want to do mission trips, we're always looking for volunteers too.
Oh yeah,
I'm always looking for volunteers to help.
I love that.
But next time I'm showing up with my little mask though.
Oh, you're coming? So, you guys need to be in the building next time, and I'll make sure it's a legit area.
Yeah, let us know.
You can help me out with that.
A legit operation, and right. I live here. I can go check it out for you and take real pictures for you. So.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Funny story.
Less stress next time for sure.
All right, Carlos. Anyway. Anything else? We close down episode 56, season 2.
Last word.
Hey-o.
Martelle.
Last word.
Yeah.
Last one of what?
Last
what
words.
do you mean?
You gotta close us out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm gonna send y'all that ramen noodle recipe. For sure, Sandy. I got you.
Yep.
With butter, half the packet, of sauce. But no, I don't have anything else to say. Thank you guys for having me.
Cool.
What you see is not what you get. What you see is not what you get.
Yeah.
So don't believe everything.
Agreed.
That's right.
Agreed.
Right.
All right, guys.
Night.
Episode
right,
56 in the books. You guys have a good night, and of course, Carlos, go floss yourselves.